Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we'll be taking a look at the Ghost from Playskool Star Wars Galactic Heroes. Obviously this is the main ship from the show Star Wars Rebels, which actually just ended about a month ago. 2 months ago. But I finally got my hands on this one. This is kind of an older set, but I found it on Hasbro Toy Shop, so I was very excited to pick it up. It comes with Ezra Bridger and Chopper. Now this is the kind of Season 1, Season 2 version of Ezra Bridger. He went through a bit of a redesign into Season 3. Got a new lightsaber, shorter haircut, and all that kind of stuff. But still very cool little figure here, and I think the Ghost looks really awesome. So standard kind of open packaging for these toys. You can see everything strapped in here. Here's your two little minifigures. So if we turn it around to the other side, you can see it shows off some of the other characters from Star Wars Rebels. There's a 2-pack of Kanan vs. the Inquisitor that I really wish I had gotten back in the day. It's very pricey now that these toys are older. So I'm really kind of bummed. Apparently there's also a Hera and a Zeb, which also both look amazing. And I wish I had them, but I don't know if they were even released. I don't remember seeing. I remember seeing this 2-pack, but I've never seen these. So I don't know if they were ever released. This just says additional figures and vehicles shown sold separately, subject to availability. So there's not really any additional vehicles. Everything that's not a character is included in this set, just not 1, 2, 3, 4 characters. Those are not included. And the little stormtrooper in the jail. But yeah, it looks like a really fun little ship slash playset, so I was very excited to pick it up. Let's go ahead, we'll get everything out of the box and we'll take a closer look. So this is everything you get with this set. Obviously we have our 2 figures. I'm going to take a look at these first. Chopper looks fantastic. Did a great job with him. Nice molded detail, nice paint. Doesn't have a ton of articulation, but droids never do. Obviously the legs can move forward and back. And then the head can spin. Which I feel like that's really all the articulation that you need. But it's a really fun little minifigure. I love Chopper, he's awesome. And then, of course, we have Ezra. And like I said, this is kind of his first design. But he's got the cool symbol on the back of his jacket. Really nice paint everywhere. He's got a really cool color scheme. I like his lightsaber as well. His first lightsaber, the blue one. And he's got the standard articulation. He's got the shoulder joint. He's got the spin, wrist swivel, 90 degrees at the waist, and head swivel. The lightsaber looks pretty good, I think, too. Really nice. So really excited to get these 2 figures. As far as I know, they are exclusive to this set, so no other way to get these 2. Very excited to have these. I'm going to put them off to the side for the moment, and we'll check out the Ghost here. So you have these 4 red missiles. They're all the same, and they go into this launcher. There we go. I believe these 2 are just extras in case you miss some or lose some. But this button here on the top fires pretty well, I have to say. Really nicely done. So I'll show you up front. You can see that the top of the launcher is kind of a glass dome. I didn't realize till I started opening that mine was pretty heavily scraped up. I tried to kind of, buff it out a little bit, but not perfect. But it's still a very cool launcher. And as you can see, it has the swivel. And you'll probably recognize this patterning from the Endor Adventure or the Echo Base Encounter. This is that same hexagon connectability thing they have kind of going across all their stuff right now. At least their Star Wars stuff. So you could connect this to, the Endor set. I just happen to have it here, so just to show you. It's the same connectability, so you could connect it just like that, and it does work. Similarly, if we took the launcher from this set, anywhere it has these hexagon pads like on the side, you could interconnect these as well. So anything with the hexagon patterning works with anything else with the hexagon patterning. So that's kind of a neat feature. The more that you buy, you can collect and connect, which is pretty fun. You also have this giant kind of mechanical crane arm Again, spins all around, has that same patterning so it could connect. You have a movement here, and then you have this like spring-loaded opening and closing. You just push back on this. Again, with the Ghost, you have that hexagon patterning on both sides, and then you have two here on the top. So you could go ahead and connect the gun like that to the side, and then if you wanted, you could connect this to either of these two. This thing is pretty massive, so it's actually staying pretty well, though, on mine. I was going to say it's kind of top-heavy, so when you try to move it, it kind of makes it want to pop off. But you can see it's got two little controls here, so you can actually have your figure hold on to that, like he's controlling it. And then I guess, say for example, we wanted to pick up Chopper. You could have it open up, try to grab a hold of his leg, move him around. So I think it's a neat crane arm, and I think it's cool in that regard. I just feel like it's a little out of place with the Ghost. I don't remember them using this on the show. I don't know. I feel like I would have rather had a second launcher just to have one on each, or a second missile launcher to have one on each side just to make it symmetrical. That's just me. But I think this is cool, even if you just want, like, if you wanted to take this over to, you know, one of your other play sets and just connect it as just like a working crane. Maybe you have like another play set where it would make sense to have some kind of, you know, tool like this. I think it's neat. I also kind of wish that there was a little swivel like right here so that you could turn the part of the crane, you know, 360. That way, if you wanted to come around and pick it up like this, you could, without having, because like I like the crane. I like that it spins. I love that it has the little controls, and I love that it has this movement in this joint here. If they all they would have had to do is put a little swivel joint like right here. There's even kind of a little indentation for it, so that the crane could have spun around here 360, and I feel like that would have made a really big deal, because then you could come up and down, you could do that, spin around, grab something around the waist, then lift it up. I think that would have been a big deal. But unfortunately, it is not to be. So it's a decent crane piece. I just kind of think, in my mind, it doesn't really make sense with the Ghost. But anyway, here is the Ghost. I think it looks great. I wish they had made a Phantom and a way for the Phantom to connect, even if it just kind of like connected on these two pieces and just kind of sat on top or something. And I'm wondering if that was an idea that they had and it just never came to fruition, because I think a lot of the Rebels stuff just kind of didn't get there, didn't finish. But I'm going to take this off just so I don't have it fall off on me later. But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good looking Ghost ship. I think it's fun. The bottom is pretty plain. There's these two pieces, which you'll see come into play in a minute when we open it up. But I mean, it looks like the Ghost from the show. You can open up the cockpit, fit a figure inside there. See if we can get Ezra in there. It's kind of difficult to do it this way, but there is another way to do it, which I'll show you in a minute. And his lightsaber kind of gets in the way. So, but for now, we'll leave it like that. But yeah, I like the look of it. I like the design. Definitely looks like the show. The color scheme is good. I appreciate all these hexagon ports so you can connect the gun anywhere you want all over it. Very neat. But let's go ahead and let's go inside to the playset aspect. To open the playset, it's very simple. You'll see there's two indentations right here. Just put your finger in either one and lift this section up. And then boom, you are transformed into the playset. You can lift this up, and this little front cockpit section comes out. And you can see it's like a little tank vehicle, which I think is really fun. Now, before when I said the other two missiles were extras, I was actually wrong. I was looking at the box again. And they go in these little sections right here, which is really fun. And then you fire them by pressing these buttons right here. And they fire very well. So that's fun. I'm glad that I discovered that, because now there are 4 places to fire missiles, which is very fun. But yeah, so the cockpit is a little separate tank vehicle, which I think is fun. If we take Ezra, like I was saying before, it's a little bit easier to sit him in here now. And you can get the hand to click onto this joystick control module thing. And now he can ride around in there, and then you can lift this up and click this back into place if you like. And now it's a little easier. Still not 100%. The lightsaber is always going to get in the way, but he's pretty much riding in there. So that's really fun. I like that. It's also almost kind of like an escape pod, but I guess not in space because he wouldn't be covered. But hey, use your imagination, right? That's what we're here to do. So other features that we have in here, there is one of these hexagon pads inside, and there is a peg on there. So if you wanted, you could just stand a figure there. Certainly do that. Or of course, you could bring in the launcher or the missile launcher. And you can see that they kind of, beveled this little space so that you could have it like this. Now, I don't think you can close... No, you can't close it on top. But while it's open, you could have it man defenses like that. You could also put that crane in here. And then have them use the crane maybe to load cargo or something like that. Another possibility. Up top, you have a couple monitors. Let me get a little bit closer here. So this one just kind of looks like a ship in space locking on a target. And then this looks like a TIE fighter coming right at you. This is a nice group shot of the team. You can see there on the screen. And then down here, it's kind of like a shield display for the Ghost. And those are all stickers that you apply. They come loose. Well, not loose, but they're on a sticker sheet. You have to apply them yourself. Along with all the kind of caution tape stickers on this level. Those are all stickers you apply yourself. So I think that's cool. Obviously, you can put characters up here in the balconies like they're manning their stations. You could have someone stand here. This is actually meant to be a jail cell. So if you put a character in here, you probably have to... Well, could you stand him up? No, you probably have to lie him down. But you can fit in there. And actually... If you don't want to use it as a jail cell, you can just use it as extra space for characters, because if you come around to the back, and I'll close this temporarily, this section where the engine is actually opens up, and you can see all the way down through to the cockpit. So that is all completely open space. If you want to just, jam a ton of characters in there, you can. If you wanted to keep your... giant crane in there for storage, you could do that. I would probably rather use it for characters. But the other thing is, if you try to use it as a jail cell, technically your captive could come all the way and start messing up your engines. So you don't want that to happen. But I think that's cool. I think that's fun that it opens up back there to give you more access, and that way, if for some reason something fell back and you had trouble getting them out of there, you could just open it. But if you take this piece out, once again, you can see all the way straight back there. And then if you open these, you can see all the way through. But I think that's neat. I like the jail cell aspect. I like the fact that you can just use it for more character storage. A lot of playability options there. So I think it's fun. I mean, it's not the most intricate playset, to be honest. But the whole set is only about $30, and I feel like you get two great figures. You get a fun vehicle / playset. You get the missile launcher. You get the little vehicle that can kind of pop out and become its own thing. You get the giant crane arm, which, again, not my favorite, but not terrible. You could even put that up here if you want to have it move stuff around the ship. So there's a lot of playability options. You have, 4 firing missiles. Oh, I forgot to show off this feature over here. So how this works, you can see there are 2 platforms. And what you do is, you can see there's a peg spot for both. So you're going to want to peg in a character. Now, theoretically, you'd be using 2 characters that have lightsabers. You would put the second one there. And then you would have them duel each other by using these 2 pieces down here. And you clang, 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 clang. Here, I think I have a General Grievous I can use real quick. Who happens to have a lightsaber. Except he's not pegging in. Still doesn't want to peg in. Come on, General Grievous. Don't be like that. There we go. So then you would have them fight. Clang, clang. I'm sorry, clang, yeah. Lightsabers don't make clang sounds. There we go. I've redeemed myself a little bit. Clang. What am I doing? Anyway, so you use these two knobs down here. And then they would fight each other. So I think that's a pretty fun little feature. I think that's kind of neat. When you can get General Grievous pegged in anyway. So yeah, I think it's a pretty fun little set. I love getting the Rebels characters, so that was a big draw for me as well. I mean, yes, it's the Ghost, which is awesome, but I really liked getting those characters, and I loved the little play set aspect of it. So I think it's definitely worth $30. I think for what you get, the vehicle, the figures, all the playability with the missile launcher and the crane and the jail cell and the everything like that. I think it's fun. I definitely think it's fun. Could there be more to it? Sure, there could always be more to it, but I really don't think for what you get, I think it's a fair value, and I think it's a lot of fun. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like and share the video, and please subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed this look at the Ghost from Playskool Star Wars Galactic Heroes. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching.